So this is how to break up with your Yandere boyfriend. And he says, just don't. And this is like hot guys doing hot stuff, I guess. As you can probably tell, this is like setting us up for this guy's 100% going to murder us. So I'm going to read how to break up with your Yandere boyfriend. Are you kidding me? It was autofilled and then I hit enter and then it went away. There we go. Okay, so this has 4.8 stars, 100 reviews. Last dinner with your soon-to-be ex. What's the worst that can happen? You have nothing but a job you constantly complain about, a few old friends, weak family ties, and a pile of trauma and debt from failed relationships. And then there's Soren, your perfect boyfriend, an ordinary guy with a dog, a remote job, and weekends spent between bad movies and you. No surprises, no drama, just life. But lately, you're not sure you can love him the way he deserves, so you've made up your mind. It's time to end things. Then, as if fate is testing you, Soren invites you over for dinner, giving you the perfect opportunity to break his heart. Will you go through with it? Or is Soren not as ordinary as he seems, and is life about to throw you one last terrifying curveball? Look at those man titties and them abs, man. This reminds me of Escape Your AI Girlfriend. I have never heard of that. However, that does sound interesting. Oh, that was very slow. We're not going to skip. I'm fine with everything. Auto forward time. I don't want it to go forward while I'm reading. I don't know which way is faster or slower. I'm going to assume left is slower. Type your name. It's crawl. Enter. Like, you're on just chatting. Oh, change game. Oh, okay, all right. Hold on. 1 second. What is this game called? How to break up with your... Oh, it's not there. Okay, so this is going to be... I don't know what to call this. I don't know what category to put this in. I don't know what category. Change game. I hate this. I don't know what category to call this. Games and demos. There it is. There we go. Okay, so we're no longer in just chatting. We're in a game version. Hey, crawl. Ooh. Sound of your name jolts you back to reality. Snap back to the reality. Oh, there goes gravity. You blink, realizing you've been staring blankly at your open computer screen for who knows how long, doing absolutely nothing. Me at work? Your gaze drifts to the clock on the wall, still office hours, before shifting to the person who called your name. It's your coworker, the one you've been working closely with for a while now. Unlike the person she replaced, the two of you get along surprisingly well. Show me her! For a moment, you just stare blankly at the files she's extended toward you. They need some last-minute changes before sending them to the client. Something about increasing the font size by a point. She mimics your boss's mannerisms perfectly, coaxing a faint smile from you. As you take the files, your fingers instinctively return to the keyboard, tapping out the same monotonous rhythm as always. You still haven't talked to him, have you? A few people pass by your desk, arguing loudly, but you keep your eyes fixed on the screen and mutter, "Not yet." How much longer are you going to delay this? It won't change anything. I know. Your coworker takes a sip from her mug without lifting her hands from the keyboard, then grimaces. How does she do that? How did she take a sip from her mug without lifting her hands from her keyboard? Did she put her face down to the mug and sip with her lips? Thanks to your boss dragging out the meeting, coffee's gone ice cold. You can't keep doing this. Weren't you dead set on telling him last night? You roll your eyes dramatically and exhale, knowing full well she won't see it. I tried, but in the middle of our video call, his dog suddenly started throwing up. How was I supposed to drop a breakup on him like that? I'm not that heartless. Was it serious? Try to recall the last message your boyfriend sent you this morning. I think she swallowed something or had an allergic reaction. Either way, I'm sure she's fine now. Soren took her to the vet this morning. Perfect opportunity. Call him somewhere after work and talk. But Soren would never leave his dog alone like that. He's crazy attached to her. It'll only take half an hour. No way. How am I supposed to explain why I'm breaking up with him in half an hour? Impossible. People break up with a single text these days. That's way too harsh. Besides, he'd never expected. Why didn't they draw the woman? Your coworker suddenly stops typing and turns to you, confused. You don't need him to accept it. Just tell him you don't feel the same anymore. Unless that's not actually the case. Your fingers freeze mid-type. Of course it is. Alright, don't get mad. But if you're so sure about breaking up, why keep delaying it? You swallow hard before answering, as if you've been asking yourself the same thing. Of course, this isn't the kind of question you can resolve in the middle of a workday, mid-conversation with a coworker. I don't know. Maybe I'm just not as good at breaking hearts as you are. See? More excuses. Maybe you should reconsider. You might regret it later. No, I have to end it. Like I said, my feelings changed. I know how good he is to me, how devoted he is, but I can't return it. Lately, I've been thinking about my ex. Oh, defensive now. Your voice rises slightly. Not that I want him back. It's just things were so different with him. Maybe Soren and I just aren't right for each other. To your surprise, your coworker nods. That's fair. I'm sure he'll be happier with someone else too. You're right. I'll tell him today, but this time, I mean it. Just then, the files on your desk tremble slightly, startling you. Wham! Who are these people? It takes you a second to realize it's just your phone vibrating beneath them, but the moment you see his name flashing on the screen, an odd tension coils in your chest. Your eyes dart to your coworker's. It's him. Unlike you, she looks almost excited, nudging you toward the phone. Perfect timing. Check what he wrote. Whose printout is this? It got mixed with mine. Someone grumbling by the printer, and your coworker jumps up in a hurry. Left alone, you hesitate. A part of you dreads whatever new complication this message might bring, something that could unravel your resolve. Your fingers hover before finally tapping the screen. Waiting for test results, but they said she ate something she shouldn't have. Sad emoji. Hey love, we finished early at the vet, so I went shopping. Got those ribs you love, cooking a special dinner tonight, just the two of us. What do you say? You exhale sharply, leaning back in your chair and closing your eyes. Your coworker rushes back, papers in hand. What did he say? You glance around the office, making sure no one's paying attention, then show her the message. That's great! All you have to do is go, then explain things as kindly as possible. From what I remember at the company dinner, Soren seemed like a very reasonable, kind guy. You'll end things clean, no drama. You can't explain why. Soren's the definition of ordinary. Dog, remote job, weekends split between bad movies and you. No surprises, no drama, just life. Painfully ordinary. Maybe that's part of why you want to leave. Compared to your ex, no, you can't make that comparison yet. Not until it's over. With a quick tap of the keyboard, you reply, Of course I'll be there. The rest of the workday passes in a hectic blur, yet somehow faster than you expected. I understand. You know what? So there's when you find these indie visual novels, or this type of game, they either do one of three things. They either draw the backgrounds, sometimes very barren or repetitive. They don't put a background. They just put a flat color. Or three, they do something like this, where they take a picture and they put a filter on it. I think I prefer this over no background. I prefer a stylized picture over just a flat nothing. You know what I mean? A lot more. At least they put thought into scene changes and where they're going. You know what I mean? But nothing beats hand drawn. Nothing beats that high effort shit. You know what I mean? By the time you're packing up and chatting with coworkers on your way out, you realize you're in the best mood you've been in for days. Your coworker flashes you a knowing smile before parting ways. This is the same way I feel when I quit a job. I feel like I'm free. You know what I mean? I feel like I don't have to worry about it anymore. Don't forget to text me updates. I'll be waiting. But the moment dinner crosses your mind, all your anxieties come crashing back down like a weight on your shoulders. You freeze mid-sidewalk, earning a few annoyed bumps from passerby. Oh, right. See ya. Since you need to stop by your place first, you hurry into the crowded metro and pull out your phone, only to find bad news waiting. We noticed you haven't picked up your dress yet. It's freshly clean and waiting for you at Suds and Suds. Don't forget to stop by during our hours, Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. Bro, I literally thought we were a guy. I thought we were a guy until this exact moment. Well, you could still be a guy. We could still be a guy, but I thought we were a guy this entire time. No, Soren hasn't canceled. Worse, you completely forgot to pick up your dress from the dry cleaner for your best friend's birthday party tomorrow. Your stomach drops as you reread the reminder text, double-checking the shop's address and hours. The dry cleaner is in the exact opposite direction of Soren's place. If you go now, you'll definitely be late for dinner. Your other options? Skip the party entirely. With tomorrow's big client meeting, your boss won't give you even an hour's break, so you can't exactly show up to your friend's fancy venue in some random outfit. I think that silhouette is the woman. No, that's been my coworker. That's been my female coworker. In some random outfit. Okay, we're going to save. Okay, we're going to save. All right, we're going to go back. How do I go back? Return. Okay, I think we're going to skip the dry cleaner. I think showing up on time is more important. The priority tonight is clear. You need to have a talk with Soren. What you'll wear to your best friend's birthday party tomorrow is tomorrow's problem. You know Soren won't mind the delay, but you refuse to stack another lie onto this guilt. Besides, every minute you delay is another crack in your resolve. If you don't do this now, you'll chicken out again. That's right, baby. The metro doors slide shut behind you, sealing the choice. It shouldn't hurt this much. Just a stupid dress, just one missed party, but your chest tightens anyway. Chances are, I probably wouldn't be in the mood to go to a party immediately after ending my relationship anyway. I probably wouldn't, I wouldn't be like, let's break up and then tomorrow go party. You know what I mean? Why does it say break up with him right here? You rush home, shower in a haze, and throw on something comfortable before sliding into the waiting Uber. Since Soren's place is quite far from the city center, you have plenty of time during the journey, and the question that has been weighing on your mind for days resurfaces again. I would have to go to a party? Oh, you're the opposite of me. See, I'm a do something on my own. I'm a go have fun on my own after something bad happens. Like when I quit my job, I went and ate food that I liked, and I did something I want to do on my own, and I just like kind of brain off. I don't go to a party to like distract myself. I just like kind of vibe through it. You know what I mean? Go eat something good, read a book, that type of thing. But you prefer to like brain off party time? Shit talk at the party maybe? What do you like to do, Gekko? Why do you like to party after a breakup? Is breaking up with him truly the right decision? If you were to bypass your indecisive reasoning and instead trust your feelings just as you intend to tonight, you would find your answer crystal clear. You no longer want to continue this relationship. Brain off and or bitch. True. There's something wrong here. Something you simply feel. Something that simply feels wrong to you. Just then, your phone buzzes with a notification, pulling you from your thoughts. You know, I have had friends who have been in long-term relationships or very committed relationships that have decided to break up. And they kept one time, this guy kept giving me all these reasons, all these like, she doesn't like this and she doesn't like that and she this and that. And I was like, dude, I know you're angry and I'll listen to you complain, but you don't need a reason. If the only reason you need to break up with somebody is I don't want to be in this relationship anymore. I'm no longer happy in this relationship. You don't need to come up with problems with your partner or reasons to dislike them or and they're this and they're that. Okay, you're just belittling them to make yourself feel better. The only reason you need to break up with somebody is that you don't want to do it anymore. You don't have to sit here and shit talk them to everybody. It's just, I don't want to be in a relationship, that's all. I don't get why people need to hate their exes when there wasn't a terrible reason for them to break up. Yeah, unless there was like unless something awful happened or like they were awful to you in the relationship, or the breakup itself was really messy and disgusting, like, you can just break up and move on. Also, I don't think people should be friends with their exes. I think that's, I've always thought that's weird as fuck. Assuming it's a message from your boyfriend, you reach for your phone, but the name that flashes across the screen makes your heart involuntarily quicken its pace. Lars? What a name. Your ex-boyfriend. Damn, he's hot. Why'd you break up with Lars? What's wrong with him? I think it depends on the relationship with the ex. I have never been friends with an ex. I have never communicated with an ex after breaking up with them. Or rather, the ex-boyfriend who has been creeping into your thoughts more and more lately. Hey, it's been a while. I hope you're doing well. Sorry if I'm bothering you. I just wanted to know you're coming to the party tomorrow. As you read the message, an inexplicable thrill arises in you. Knowing Lars's fondness for crowded, lively gatherings, and the fact that he shares mutual friends with Mia, whose birthday is tomorrow, you're certain he'll be there. Like, it's a big red flag if people are on actively bad terms with their exes, like as a rule. Obviously, everyone has a few shit exes. So, what do you consider bad terms? Because I don't associate with ex-girlfriends. I just don't. I don't want to be a part of that person's life. That's why we broke up. That's why I'm no longer with them, right? I don't want to be with this person anymore. So I don't stay their friend. I don't want to be a part of your life. I don't want to come to your parties. I don't want to see your new partner. I don't want to go to hang out with my friends and you're there. I don't want to. There are too many people for me to be continuously fucking around with the same people that I don't want to be with anymore, you know? So what do you consider bad terms? Bad terms with their exes? Or do you mean like every relationship was a messy breakup? Every relationship was a bad, horrible relationship? I do agree. That's a red flag, yeah. That is a red flag. For every relationship to have ended really badly? Okay. Yeah, I mean what you just said. Yeah, okay, I'm following. I'm with it. I agree. I totally agree. When you meet someone and they're like, every job was horrible to them, or every friend that they're no longer friends with, oh, well, she was a bitch, or he was such a huge asshole. It's like, okay, were they? Everyone? It's possible. I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm not saying that you didn't get a really bad run of jobs, or you didn't get a really bad run of friends, or you didn't have a bunch of boyfriends in a row that turned sour, you know what I mean? Or girlfriends in a row that, cheated or something like that. I don't know. It happens, but it is a red flag, and it requires more deeper digging, in my opinion. But what puzzles you is why, after all these months of silence, his first message is about this. You have no idea. Should you respond? Your fingers hesitate over the screen, your inner voice whispering that it would be a mistake, yet another part of you burns to know. Has he really moved on, and aches to answer him? Why did we break up with Lars? I'm going to say it. And not like I'm going to come back. I'm probably just going to live with my choices. But I think we're going to text Lars. It seems like so far, it seems like Lars broke up with us, not the other way around. What are we going to say? Finally, you overcome your hesitation and let your fingers tap against the keyboard. Hi, Lars. Yeah, it really has been a while. I haven't decided about the party yet. Truthfully, since you highly doubt you'll find anything decent to wear by tomorrow, you'll probably end up using your breakup as an excuse to skip your friend's birthday party altogether. Either way, there's no need for Lars to know all that. Your thumb hovers over the send, just as you're about to slide your phone back into your pocket. Another vibration pulses against your palm. I understand. Oh, oopsie. Can I go back? No, I can't. Oh, okay. Right click is menu, apparently. I also realized my question must have sounded stupid. I just figured you'd be coming with your boyfriend, and if you two were going to be there, I was thinking of skipping it. Now I'm just as undecided as you are. There's something about Lars's message so different from the careless, confident attitude you remember that leaves you momentarily unsure of how to interpret them. This is childish and dumb. This is stupid. If an ex-girlfriend texted me and was like, "Are you going to Mia's birthday party?" I just noticed the incorrect grammar. text messages. Not always. Period, 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 not period, period, not period, not period, not period. It doesn't matter, man. It's a text message. Also, it's a game made by one person. Probably a like teen or 20-year-old. It's cool. I literally didn't notice. Anyway, this is really childish. This is really childish. If an ex-girlfriend were to text me and be like, "Are you going to Mia's party?" And I said, "I don't know, maybe." And they said, "Oh, well, now I don't know if I'm going to go because I don't want to be there if you're going to be there." I'd be like, "Okay, shut the fuck up." You know what I mean? Don't go. Don't go. I don't want you to be there. Just something you noticed? I got you. Those are also statements, not questions. Yeah. There's something about Lars's messages so different from the careless, confident attitude you remember that leaves you momentarily unsure of how to interpret them. What you do understand is that he seems less interested in whether you're attending the party and more concerned about whether your boyfriend will be there. But why? What do you mean, but why? A strange unease stirs inside you as you realize that, beyond you, Soren and Lars have absolutely nothing in common. Should you ask him about it? Or should you end the conversation here and focus on the last evening you'll spend with Soren? You know what, man? I'm in a fucking Uber. Who gives a shit? I'm breaking up with Soren anyway. Why don't I just do it over a text message? If he means so little to me and I don't care about Soren at all, why am I not just breaking up with him over a text message? However, I'm not going to save. I'm just going to live with my choices. We're just going to get the ending we get. The gnawing pool of curiosity quickly overwhelms your hesitation and feeding your unease. So, whether you go to the party depends on us. Thankfully, tonight Lars seems to have abandoned all his old habits, and he doesn't avoid giving you a clear, direct answer. Yes. Or rather, I'm obviously not lumping you in with him. I just don't want to run into your boyfriend and end up ruining the night for both of us. I thought you never would have considered something that had never crossed your mind. Oh, a thought suddenly surfaces. Did something happen between you and Soren behind my back? This time, even though you see that Lars is online, he doesn't reply right away. Well, you'd be better off asking him that. It's not my place to interfere in your relationship. It's just, thinking back to the past, I wish things had turned out differently. People who type ... that's like a boomer thing, by the way. I've never met anyone who does that unless they're, like, actually being dramatic on purpose, like, ironically. Though you know Lars was never the kind to apologize to anyone, his final message somehow feel like an apology. You admit you still miss him. It doesn't really matter anymore. Fuck it. Yeah, fuck it. Burn every bridge. Everything you once lived with him. Okay, the memories, the regrets, the endless what-ifs come rushing back to life in your mind. There's a bond between you and Lars, one so passionate, thrilling, and complicated that you could never truly deny it. No matter what you did, it was a connection you could never fully break. Shit! The moment you hit send, the weight of what you've done crashes over you. You realize with a sinking feeling how foolish you must seem, and deep regret grips you, but it's already too late. You can see that Lars has read your message. Without waiting for any response, you shut off your phone in shame and shove it deep into your pocket, leaning your forehead against the car window as you struggle to steady your breathing. And yet, are you completely sorry for what you've done? That's a question you can't answer so easily. As you step out of the Uber, you notice that the light patter of raindrops tapping against the car window has turned into a steady downpour. You pick up your pace, crossing the small garden of Soren's house, an old but sturdy-looking two-story detached home, its renovations perpetually postponed. You're telling me you're going to break up with the dude who owns his own home? You rush beneath the... well, okay, that's not necessarily a reason to stay with somebody, but like... this guy seems like he's got his life together, I'm not going to lie. You rush beneath the pergola at the entrance, doing your best to shield yourself from the rain. As you press the doorbell, you take a moment to notice how the neighborhood, made up entirely of similar detached houses, remains just as calm and quiet as ever, rain or not. Soon, the muffled sound of footsteps and distant dog barks pierce through the hum of rain. Then the door swings open, and there he is. Whoa, fucking look at him in his winter sweater. Despite the difference in your height, he leans forward just enough for you to clearly see the warm smile spreading across his face. Welcome, love. Come on in. Don't get any wetter. Okay, his legs are tiny. He steps aside to let you in, and as you cross the threshold, the familiar warmth of the house wraps around you. A contrast between it and the cool, damp air outside, or perhaps the weight of what's about to happen, sends a faint shiver down your spine. Just then, Soren closes the door swiftly behind you and turns to face you. His legs are small. Fuck it. There's photography stuff in the background. In this moment, everything feels so ordinary, like one of your many quiet, pleasant evenings together, that you find yourself instinctively wrapping your arms around his waist. Good night, bro Lily. You had an early morning? Don't fumble your first try? Nah, we just get whatever ending we get. See ya, bro Lily. Soren pulls you gently into him, resting your head lightly against his chest as he murmurs, I hope you don't get too cold. You're not dressed for this weather. Oh, I forgot to check the forecast. You think, not for the first time, that in moments like this, he sounds more like a concerned parent than a boyfriend. I've been there. Still, you don't exactly mind it right now. This kind of tender attention is exactly what you need to ease your nerves. Even if, considering the reason for your nerves is that you're planning to break up with him, this gesture feels more than a little unfair. Luckily, before the guilt can really take hold, Soren decides you've warmed up enough and gently lets you go. Oh, look at that dog! Just then, the dog trots over to the door where you're both standing, her tiny body trembling with excitement as she begins to growl at you with surprising volume for her size. You notice the wet mark around her mouth and immediately understand Soren must have tried to distract her with food before opening the door, hoping to soften her mood. But clearly, she couldn't be bothered to finish her snack when the opportunity to antagonize you was too tempting. You miscrawled too, didn't you, princess? I don't like chihuahuas. I've only met one chihuahua that I really liked. It was a girl I dated for like a month, and she took me to her grandparents' house where she was staying, and they had two old chihuahuas, and one of them was just the biggest sweetie and loved me and like would roll over on my feet so I couldn't move, so I just had to pet her tummy. She was a very sweet dog. Princess is the small, greedy, one-eyed chihuahua mix that Soren adopted, and though he refuses to admit it, she absolutely has a... You dated a chihuahua for a month? No, I dated the girl whose grandparents owned a chihuahua. Come on, get it straight. Truthfully, with her temperament and the eye patch she wears, Pirate would have been a far more fitting name. Don't mind her. She always gets a little sensitive after the vet. Of course, no problem. That's what I heard too, Kami? Come on. I didn't date the chihuahua. But you know damn well it has nothing to do with the vet. She's despised you from the moment you met for reasons you never understood. Okay, if Creature hated a girl I brought over, that would be like a very shocking and deal-breaking thing. If my cat hates you, there's a problem. Except for, I know Chihuahuas are kind of like a hateful breed. They're kind of they got a mean streak going on. So, like, I don't know. Also, some dogs get really, like, jealous of their dads finding something else to give attention to. It happens. Moms, too. Not that you can say that to Soren, who somehow still believes his princess is the sweetest, gentlest dog alive. Man. There's a stray hair tickling my nose, and I'm going crazy. Luckily, as long as he's around, her hatred doesn't escalate beyond bared teeth and growls. So as you both head to the living room, she settles for glaring daggers at your back. Fucking stop right-clicking, damn you. Princess is completely fine, right? As always, his eyes soften the moment his dog is mentioned. Yeah, definitely. She just ate something she shouldn't have. As you can see, she's already back to her usual self. Even though you and this tiny, angry dog don't exactly get along, you still feel relieved by his words, especially after remembering how anxious he was last night. I'm glad it wasn't anything serious. You were really worried. Soren nods. A slightly sheepish smile pulls at the corner of his lips. I hate sheepish. Sheepish, that word. I think we should leave that word behind. I think it's a bad... I don't even know what it fucking means. We're going to Google it. You know what? We're Googling it. Sheepish smile. This is what comes up when you Google sheepish smile. That's what comes up. Bro doesn't know what sheepish means? Okay, describe it to me, Webster. Come on, Merriam. Fucking Merriam-Webster. Throw out the definition. Yeah, I guess I panicked, thinking I might actually lose her. I must have ruined your night too. Hopefully tonight's dinner makes up for it. Kind of like a goofy, shy smile. I mean, I can picture it. I think it's a bad descriptor of a word. Or a smile. I think like, I'd rather they say goofy. I'd rather they say shy. I think sheepish is like, I don't like it. It's a dumb preference. I recognize that. It's kind of like a stupid thing to nitpick, but like it feels like a dumb word, you know? Bro hates sheep? A little bit, yeah. Sheepish? More like sheepist. Okay, good one. +2. +2. No, please don't say that. Will Princess be joining us for dinner too? Could you take her to another room? Accept your fate and let the dog silently judge you through dinner. I'm just gonna let him have his dog, dude. You already know Soren would never actually shut his dog in another room. So you resign yourself to this uncomfortable arrangement. After all, this is likely your last evening here. You hope you can muster enough patience to endure a few more hours of this. Just then, as if reading your thoughts, he comes to your rescue. It's almost Princess's bedtime. She'll head to her bed soon. I dated a girl who had a dog, a little weenie dog, and he was a very good boy. Very sweet. He liked me a whole lot, but he did this thing where he would pee every time I saw him. So I looked up how to like negate that, and they said that you need to ignore him when you walk into the room and ignore him till he calms down. And so I did. I was rewarding him with petting. I was giving him positive reinforcement when he calmed down. When he stopped jumping on me or barking or getting super excited or like wagging and shaking and, you know what I mean, around me. When he calmed down and left, then I would go to him and pet him. And you know what he did? He would just pee when I pet him then. Instead of getting overly excited and peeing on my shoes or my feet or my pants or the floor and the carpet and everywhere when I showed up at her apartment, he would just hold it until I pet him 30 minutes later. And so then we started taking him out. Like I'd show up, and before I even kissed my girlfriend, before I even like whatever, I would she'd put his harness on him and I'd take him for a walk and then we'd go pee. Or she would take him for a walk before I show up or something like that. And he would like reserve a little bit of pee. Because then we'd get home and I'd pet him and be like, good boy. And then he'd pee on the carpet. And so it's like he'd pee outside and then I'd bring him upstairs and then he would pee again. And it was like, I don't know what to do with you. But when we broke up, I went back to her apartment about a week later to pick up some stuff that I had left there and give her back her things, right? That she had left in my apartment. You know, the classic trade before the final trade, right? And she went into the bathroom to grab my things because she hadn't gotten them ready yet. And I had her stuff because I was coming to her apartment. And I let her dog out of his bed and I pet him all over so that he would pee everywhere. And he peed everywhere. And then I grabbed my stuff and I left. That was the last thing I did. That was the last thing I did in her apartment. Kind of shitty, but hilarious in my opinion. The moment you step into the living room, the mouth-watering aroma of fried ribs. Fried ribs? What the fuck? What are you eating? spills out from the kitchen, wrapping around you. A single glance at the table tells you everything. The carefully arranged plates, the candles casting their warm glow, your favorite wine chilling in an ice bucket. Fried ribs, what the fuck, dude? Okay, break up with him, he doesn't know how to cook. It's painfully clear how much effort Soren put into this dinner, and the guilt inside you swells up. This is a 16-year-old writing this? Oh, 100%, dude. They're really good, I will say. I'm guaranteeing you this is a 16-year-old. Or like maybe an 18-year-old. Gay boy simulator. Taurus, unfortunately, we are a woman. Unfortunately, the main character that we are playing as is female. Unfortunate. I thought that it was gay, but it's not gay. But it's okay. The boys are hot. One of them is like ultra hot, so you know we do what we must. The trial was cute. Here's what I'll say so far about this game. They put a lot of detail. They have different scenes. They got multiple scenes per location. The art is very good. They're clearly good at what they're doing, though they do need to work on anatomy a little bit. People hips aren't this small, but like their style is very nice. Their style is very nice. The dog is very cute. And the writing is not bad. I'd say the writing is like a 7 out of 10 so far. They're very good. I would actually, I think so far I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. I would give it a 7, but they over-describe stuff sometimes. They're too descriptive. It's like, bro, close the thesaurus. Just write it. You know what I mean? But it's okay. It's okay. I'm cool with it. How many of your exes ever cooked a meal like this for you? Better question. How many ever cooked for you at all? Not reheated leftovers, no takeout, cooked. Bro, he cooked? He looks so aloof. He looks so nonchalant. He looks so, other describing word for chiseled man. Was there even one among them who appreciated a meal you prepared? All right, fine. You'll give Lars a pass here. After all, you can't ignore the extravagant restaurants he took you to. But one thought lingers, refusing to be dismissed. Maybe the real problem isn't the relationships, but your own feelings. A succulent Chinese meal? What's that from? That's from The Simpsons, isn't it? What's that from? Oh, fuck. I'm going crazy, dude. There's like a cat hair. And I can't... Maybe it's dry skin. I don't know what the deal is. Maybe what you should do is silence those unreliable emotions. The ones you keep dragging you into the wrong relationships. And finally listen to logic. Got arrested at a Chinese restaurant? That's right. Some Australian guy. You're right. You're right. I know exactly what you're talking about. Maybe instead of breaking up with Soren, you should be proposing to him. But why would Soren accept a proposal from someone like you? He has a better job, a nicer house, a reliable car, a beloved dog, hobbies that fulfill him, and a life that seems to be going perfectly well. And challenge the police, saying, "What are you arresting me for? Enjoying a meal? A succulent Chinese meal?" I have seen that. I know exactly what you're talking about. He's got like gray hair, and then they shove him into the car, right? Meanwhile, you have nothing but a job you constantly complain about, a few old friends, weak family ties, and a bunch of trauma and debt left over from terrible past relationships. I think he also said it was a tyranny made manifest. Also, get your hands off my penis. Yes, we're talking about the exact same guy. Gaycom, why do you have such a, eidetic memory for memes? Why do you remember, every meme? No, it's not that you remember every meme. It's that the memes you remember in, extreme detail. It's impressive. No flack, dude. It's impressive. But I gotta know. Is this a thing? Is this a thing? Okay, I hate to do it. But I have to wash my face. I'll be right back. 1 second. Here's a raffle, even though only Gaycom and 2Ruz are here. Man, damn. Fuck. Damn. I'm so angry. Fuck. I was so smart today at the grocery store. I saw that there was 1 quart. I could buy 2 quarts of laundry detergent for $7, or 1 liter of laundry detergent for $6. Well, if you don't know, a quart is literally 1 ounce less than a liter. So I was like, holy shit, I can basically buy 2 liters of laundry detergent for $1 more than 1 liter. I'm so smart. And I've still got like 2 washes of laundry detergent at home. So I'll save money and I'll just pour the 2 quarts that I'm buying for $7 into my big thing of laundry detergent that I've got 2 washes left in. So I just let it, I opened the top of my big one, and then I poured in all the laundry detergent, and then I left it angled on there so that it would drip, and I'd get every single drop from the laundry detergent, the new one, the quart. But I forgot that I fucking dropped my big gallon or whatever, 2 gallons of laundry detergent when I was moving 2 months ago, and I cracked the corner. And so I just went into the laundry room to check how it was doing on my way back from the bathroom, and all my fucking detergent is on the floor now. It all spilled out, and it's on the floor now. So I just wasted like $4 of laundry detergent because it's all on the fucking floor now. I'm so angry. This is exactly what happened at my last apartment too. When I was moving out, I dropped it and I was like, oh, everything's okay. Then I woke up the next morning, the day I'm moving out, and my carpet is fucking soaked in laundry detergent. I'm so angry. And it's my fucking fault too. Bro, that shit, I got that shit on sale. I was like, what a fucking steal. I won't have to buy laundry detergent for like 2 months now. I'm so pissed off. I'm so pissed off. Whatever, man. Fuck it. Back to the game. I'll clean it up later. I don't even give a shit. I'll clean it up later. You know what? No, I gotta at least put like a wet towel on it. I'll be right back. Okay, here's the thing. Not all is lost, okay? Not all is lost. Not all is lost. I can soak it up with a towel and then just throw that towel into the washing machine with my next load of laundry. Not all is, it's okay. Luckily, I have tile in my kitchen, so not all is lost. It will all be all right. I'll be able to save. I'm just going to have my next load of laundry is just going to be like a lot of fucking detergent, I guess. Okay. All right. Back to the game. Hello. I'm back. It was dry skin or something. I don't know. I washed my face and it feels better. However, now that I'm talking again, it's getting worse. So I think what it is I have a hair that's like curling and touching the tip of my nose right here. And it's just tickling the shit out of me as I talk. Why am I out of focus? There we go. What's happening? There we go. Okay. Honestly, you really don't think so. Whatever it is that draws him to you, you're sure it's something that could fade, run out, or diminish at any moment. Yeah, sometimes if I let the virtual machine go to sleep, if I let my Windows computer go to sleep, when I come back, whatever I was doing is frozen. And so like I can't click it, so I have to minimize it and then bring it back up. It happens with Nubby all the time. If that happens later, it'll be even worse for both of you. So the best thing to do is end it now. Virtual machines are like that. I think what I needed to do, why did it just get so light? Why did it just like lighten up? That's weird. Also, I'm cutting off the top of the game. My bad. Let me fix that. There we go. I have to work on one for work all day, every day, and it makes me want to fucking die. Really? What? Do you own a Mac? Or why do you have to be on a virtual machine? That's so weird. Are you running your desktop on like a server? Is that what's happening? That's interesting. I was wondering if I could do that for a job, because some jobs, like work from home jobs, when I apply for them, they're like, you need Windows 11 or later with this much RAM or whatever. Couldn't I just run a virtual machine? It's so we can log into the client's environment securely. Oh, that makes sense. So that if they were to attack you and look back through the connection and try to steal your information, they would just be getting the virtual machine. That makes sense, actually. That's really good for security. But I understand why that would be frustrating. You quickly jump in, trying to come up with an excuse for your unusually long silence caused by your thoughts. Everything looks amazing. Even such a simple phrase is enough to make his eyes light up. I'm so glad you like it. The food is almost ready. A company with any actual money will let you use Azure Virtual Desktop or something. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Do you need any help? No need, darling. I've got it. Please, just sit and relax for a bit. This is the kind of boyfriend I am. I'm not saying I'm a good boyfriend. Why did my mouse just get... Oh, I didn't know that it still did that, even though it was in a virtual machine. I'm not saying I'm a good boyfriend, but I am the type of boyfriend who's like, let me just do it. Let me do it. I want to do it. It's not that I don't think you can. It's that I want to do it. Granted, they probably just provide you with a laptop at that point, too. Most likely. A lot of these entry-level jobs, a lot of jobs require 3+ years of experience of customer service if you want to be a customer service representative working from home, which I think is bullshit. I think if you have a good enough training program, anyone can fucking do it. Is this why is it getting... Oh shit, this is my, how I feel about him. Interesting, that's what this is. Oh, it's my mood. It's the vibe. Anyway, most of these entry-level positions or only requires 1 year, they probably have a really high turnover rate, so they are like, no, you need to bring your own shit. You're the boyfriend who's about to get the knife out. Definitely not. I'm not violent at all, but I am not a very good boyfriend. After checking on his dog, who has now gone to her bed in the corner, Soren smiles at you and disappears down the hallway. While you wait for him, maybe you could do something. Stay here in the living room. He told me to wait. For such an important conversation, you need a moment alone to gather your courage. Taking a deep breath, you sit on the couch. He's got like a granny home, though. Come here. Yeah. Hi. Little bastard. He came over here meowing at me. I told him to come here. He sniffed me. He rubbed his head on my fingers. I tried to grab him, and then he ran away. I tried to fucking snatch him, and then he ran away. Why is this game like... It's not the right aspect ratio. There. Hold on. Go up a little bit more. Oh, I can't. Okay. Let me fix it. Sorry. It is bothering me. Perfect. No, it's good. That's good. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I just don't like when the white little bar, like a 1 pixel line, is at the top. The wooden display cabinets, drawers, trinkets, porcelain, everything in the room like the rest of the house, still preserves the arrangement inherited from Soren's grandfather and grandmother. Oh, so he inherited this home from his grandparents, and he hasn't made it his own? Cringe. Okay. Everything feels so familiar and comforting. As the rain outside intensifies, the murmur of raindrops hitting the window grows louder, and you find yourself feeling surprisingly peaceful, as if you truly belong here. You know that by breaking up with him, you'll have to say goodbye not only to him, but to all these beautiful memories as well. Cut the sentimentality and focus on your decision. Look at the family photos. Sure. Your eyes catch on the family photos scattered around many corners of the room. You've often heard Soren talk about his happy childhood, unlike yours. You get up from the couch and approach a console, picking up one of the framed pictures on top. It's an old childhood photo of Soren, and you're not surprised to see him posing with the same quiet, composed demeanor he has now. The young woman hugging him beams at the camera, radiantly beautiful and effortlessly charming. Despite her simple dress, you recognize her as his mother, who passed away from illness when he was very young. Behind them are his warm-looking grandmother and, in contrast, a very large, stern-faced grandfather. It's more serious than the others in the photo, but somehow still trustworthy, and clearly the one Soren most resembles. After losing his parents early in life, Soren had been raised in this house by his grandparents, and he had always spoken of them with love. Though they're no longer alive, the love they gave him still lives on within him. Okay, so I think it's no longer cringe. Now that I know he was raised by his grandparents, it's no longer cringe. Moments like this make it hard not to envy him for growing up in a warm, loving, and secure home. Even though both your parents are still alive, that hasn't made a difference. You've always felt far removed from their affection. As you continue looking at the framed photos, something catches your attention. There isn't a single photo of Soren's father, who you know died in an accident before he was born. In fact, you can't even remember whether he has ever said anything about him. Well, he didn't know him. He died in an accident before he was born, and it was probably, these are his maternal grandparents. So, like, that was just a dude to them, you know what I mean? That was just their daughter's partner, you know? You're surprised at your sudden interest in the family of a boyfriend you're planning to break up with, yet a deep curiosity stirs within you. Sure, I'll look at your photo album. You easily find the family album Soren had shown you a few times before, sitting next to heavy encyclopedias in one of the wooden cabinets. Your own family never had enough good memories to fill such thick albums, so these held a special place for you. Maybe you'll come across a photo of his father in one of them. Before flipping through the albums, you don't forget to call out to him from the living room entrance. I'm taking a quick look at your family albums. Is that okay? Of course, sweetheart. Whatever you like, feel free. The sounds from the kitchen are enough to tell you that he's quite busy. At least until he returns, you can pass the time flipping through the thick albums. Despite all the dust you end up inhaling, you find plenty of photos of Soren's mother as a child and a young woman, and even of his grandparents in their youth. You also spot several dogs, much larger breeds compared to Princess, but no one who might be Soren's father. Interesting. It's, they have, I know that the main character is like, I don't like this guy. I'm not with it anymore. But like, they do have quite a healthy relationship. I'm not going to lie to you. It would have been I feel like they should have given me the option. Well, maybe that's just not who this character is. I shouldn't say they should have. I wouldn't have been surprised if they had given me the choice to say, tell Soren or don't tell Soren you're looking through his albums. But instead, they chose to make sure that the character called out to Soren, I'm going to look through your albums, out of like a sign of respect and care for their, privacy. I don't know, man. It feels like a very healthy relationship. It feels like a pretty good relationship to me. Maybe he's boring. Maybe he doesn't have a lot going on. Maybe main character hasn't taken enough time to get to know him after all this time. Or maybe they feel like they know everything already and that's all that there is to know, Hi, Wajas. We're not on the donut anymore. Why are you here, I'll give it to you. Here, there it is. There's the donut. Enjoy it. That's all you get. Just as you pull the album from the edge of the shelf, a small notebook wedged behind it falls to the floor. The illustration on the cover, a knight in full armor on horseback, instantly reminds you of Soren's fascination with medieval armor and weapons, and you wonder if this might be an old journal of his. That's it? That's all you wanted? That's fucked up, wait, Jace. Wait, Josh. Look inside the notebook. Fuck it. You set aside the photo album and eagerly flip through the notebook's pages, only to be disappointed when you realize most of it is filled with handwritten recipes. I'm lurking while I do chores. Well, thank you for lurking. Thank you for being here. I hope you're enjoying the story. Enjoy your chores. Definitely not vegan. Every dish features meat. Considering his grandfather was a butcher, you can't exactly blame Soren. The handwriting looks like his. But deeper in, small newspaper clippings glued to the pages grab your attention. Most are old, missing persons reports, accidents, suicides. You're puzzled. He has never been into true crime documentaries or films, unlike you. So why did he collect these as a child? As you skim, one headline stops you cold. Famous actor drives car off cliff. Body still unrecovered. The accompanying photo dominates the page, likely because it made the front page. As someone who once took acting classes and still harbors that passion, the story pulls you in. Yet the longer you stare at the actor's face, the more unease prickles under your skin. So his father was an actor. A soft growl makes you turn. Hi, puppy. Princess has left her bed and is now tugging at a photo from the album you left on the floor. Before you can stop her, stop yourself, you shout. Fuck, drop it right now! You lunge for the album, but the dog, now defiant, rips the photo clean in half with her teeth. God damn it! Soren's footsteps hurry into the room. Sweetheart, what's wrong? Did Princess do some... Oh, he freezes, staring at the torn photo in your hands. I'm so sorry. I didn't even notice her coming. He takes the fragments, checking the date on the back. This was the last photo we took together before my mother died. Oh God, what have I done? Don't blame yourself. At least all the pieces are here. Maybe we can restore it digitally with AI. Cringe. His voice is gentle, but his grip on the fragments is white-knuckled. You've torn more than paper. I really didn't see her. I know, just bad luck. He seems to be a upstanding gentleman. I'm not gonna lie. He's handling this very well. And also, I used to work at a place that did photo restoration. I did some myself, and it's not that hard to fix. I could fix a rip or even a smudged face or like a spilled coffee. You can fix all that shit in Photoshop. It's hard. It's laborious work, but you can do it, and you can make it look real good. There was this girl that I worked with. She was so much better than me. Bro, she was so... Like, she would fix these family portraits where it's like the whole family at like this event from 1940, and she would fix it, and she could colorize it, bro, and then she'd print that shit out like 28 by 30, and people would regularly cry when she would hand the photos back to them. Bro, she was so good at what she did. I was like in awe of her work. I tried it. Sometimes I can do like a rip. I can do a tear. I can do a scratch. I cannot do what she did. She was so good. And so all I'm saying, Soren, don't worry, bro. It's okay. You're in good hands. I've got you, baby. He kisses your cheek in forgiveness, but you don't buy it. As he helps gather the albums and carries the fragments to his room, you know his mood is ruined. He'll get over it, and you've barely been here half an hour. This is what you get for snooping through people's private things. He said it was okay for you to do it. Your final dinner with Soren begins like any other, despite the tension churning inside you. As the scent of the warm lamb chops... What? I thought they were fried ribs. I already have a hug emote, by the way. Oh shit, I just opened Steam. Fuck. Well, hold on. Wait a second. Wait, I have to wait for Steam to fucking open all the way so I can close it. Go away. Go away. Try Huggies. Huggies? Is it called Huggies? Let me see. Ah, yeah, it's Huggies. My 7 TV is borked. I've got 3 hug emotes now. Huggies is from Undertale. It's from Undertale. Let me throw it up here. Do I still have it? No, I don't. I don't still have it. Unfortunate. I like Huggies. It's good. It's cute, right? Huggies is better than Hug? Okay, I'm removing Hug then. I'm removing Hug. Goodbye, Hug. Huggies good. Fuck Hug, am I right? That's right. Well, usually people hug then fuck. Well, sometimes they hug during fuck. Sometimes they fuck during hug. As the scent of the warm lamb chops he's just served reaches your nose, you realize you're actually hungry. Bro, he cooked lamb chops? He takes his seat across from you at the table and offers an encouraging smile. Please, try it. I hope you'll like it. After everything he's done to prepare this for you, there's no way you could refuse. You pick up your fork under his attentive gaze and bring one of the pre-sliced pieces to your mouth. You don't need to be a gourmet to know this is perfection. The crispiness of the outside, the tenderness of the juicy center, the way every spice is balanced just right. You've always known he was skilled in the kitchen, but this is flawless. Bro, you're breaking up with this? You're breaking up with him? Absolutely perfect. I've never had anything like it in my life. He doesn't just react to the compliment itself. What satisfies him more is what he sees in your face, in your eyes. Even in the soft glow of the candlelight, you can tell the emotion welling up behind his gaze. Smiling, he leans forward to refill your wine glass. I'm so glad to hear that. For the next minute or so, the only sounds are the rain tapping against the window and your utensils against the plate. Even Princess is absent, granting you both a moment of rare privacy. Your gaze drifts toward the window, noticing the rain outside has picked up. The thought of car journey in this weather begins to feel more and more unappealing. Besides, you're not exactly eager. Oh, I'm about to sneeze. Sorry, I sneezed and now my nose is even more itchy. Maybe it's the like pollen, no, allergies. Besides, you're not exactly eager to leave this warm, peaceful home and return to your own small but chaotic studio apartment. You decide the breakup conversation can wait a little longer. To be continued? What? Okay, let's go back. I wonder if these matter. Let's swing by the dry cleaners. The weight of the impending conversation with Soren already presses down on you. But right now, more than anything, you need this. An evening with friends. A chance to breathe. You owe yourself the small mercy. Besides, Mia isn't just any friend. She's your childhood confidant. You could never abandon her on her birthday. I thought this game was done. It said it had 2 endings. You hop off the metro and power walk to the dry cleaners, arriving just before closing time. As you clutch the freshly cleaned dress and step back onto the street, a wave of relief washes over you. Tomorrow's party will be perfect. You'll laugh, you'll forget, you'll live. And then it hits you. You need to text Soren. Hey, running a bit late. Something urgent came up at work. A pang of guilt stabs your chest as you hit send. You should explain, but how? Hope that's okay. He doesn't even know about the party or the breakup, and now he is definitely not the time. His reply pings instantly. No worries, babe. Don't rush. Be careful. I can come pick you up if you'd like. The message conjures a memory. Your last night out together, rushing downstairs in heels, one snapping mid-step. You'd nearly tumbled head first if he hadn't caught you. You'd buried that humiliating moment, yet he remembers. Hey, what? What do you mean he remembers? What did he say that implies that he remembers? Thanks, but no need. I'll keep you posted. Why would you say he remembers? And also, why would you forget that? That was like a very nice moment. He saved you. I'm sure it's embarrassing, but it's also like I'm so glad he was there and was attentive enough to catch me. You know what I mean? That's my thought on it. You rush home, shower in a haze, and throw on something comfortable before sliding into the waiting Uber. Of course, you don't forget to text Soren. On my way now. The word we sends, oh, great babe, we're waiting for you. An involuntary ripple of unease through you until you remember. Right, just him and his dog, like always. Tonight, you won't tolerate any distractions. No excuses, no turning back. Since Soren's place is quite far from the city center, you have plenty of time during the journey, and the question that has been weighing on your mind for days resurfaces once again. Is breaking up with him truly the right decision? If you were to bypass your indecisive reasoning and instead trust your feelings, just as you intended to tonight, you would find your answer crystal clear. You no longer want to continue this relationship. There's something wrong here. Something that simply feels wrong to you. Okay, I can see the fucking hair that's tickling me. Going insane? Just then, your phone buzzes with a notification, pulling you from your thoughts. Assuming it's a message from your boyfriend, you reach for your phone, but the name that flashes across the screen makes your heart involuntarily quicken its pace. Lars. Okay, alright, this time, let's go the other way and see what they say. Don't text him. You slip your phone back into your pocket and turn to look out the window. Right now, you have neither the time nor the energy to respond to that message, or to dwell on what might be going through Lars's mind. You know the reason he's been creeping back into your thoughts lately is because of the emotional void and anxiety stirred by your decision to end things with Soren. You've experienced this pattern in past relationships too, but the past needs to stay where it belongs, behind you. Okay, to elaborate on what I was talking about last time, the not being friends with exes, this is a good reason. I feel like in our mind, I might be projecting it, but just like what the character was saying, it makes us feel like we have that open, like that is an option. It makes me feel like that is still an option and a thing I could turn back to. And I don't agree with that mentality. I don't think that's true. I'm not saying that people can't get back together with each other. I'm not saying that people can't break up out of emotion and then grow a little bit, change their mind, talk about it. You're allowed to make your own decisions. It's your life. You know your situation best, for the most part. For most people, most of the time. Sometimes people need to talk to someone other than their ex-boyfriend to decide if they want to get back together with them, or maybe not convince themselves that their ex-girlfriend is the right person for them. But that's a case-by-case basis. I can't really apply it to everything. But for me, personally, I know that when I break up with someone, I'm done. I'm done. It's over. I'm done. I do not want to get back with them. I do not want to have that possibility. So that's why I block them on social media. That's why I delete their number. That's why I don't hang out with them when they're in the friend group or something. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to linger in those feelings and think like, oh, maybe I can make this work, or rebound onto them. I feel like that's unfair to them and myself. And so I like that the main character here is acknowledging that is no, don't reply to him. That is something I do, and I shouldn't be doing that anymore. I think that's very mature and active of them. As you step out of the Uber, you notice the light patter of raindrops tapping against your car window has turned into a steady downpour. Seeing how dark the sky has grown, you check the time on your phone, only to realize you're running later than you thought. The realization sends a ripple of tension through you. You pick up your pace, crossing the small garden to Soren's house, an old but sturdy-looking two-story. This is a one-story house, by the way. Detached home. Its renovations perpetually postponed. You rush beneath the pergola at the entrance. Pergola? Doing your best to shield yourself from the rain. As you press the doorbell, you take a moment to notice how the neighborhood, made up entirely of similar detached houses, remains just as calm and quiet as ever, rain or not. Soon, the muffled sound of footsteps and distant dog barks pierce through the hum of rain. Then the door swings open, and there he is. Despite the difference in your heights, he leans forward just enough for you to clearly see the warm smile spreading across his face. Okay, let's not be kind this time. He steps aside to let you in, and as you cross the threshold, the familiar warmth of the house wraps around you. The contrast between it and the cool, damp air outside, or perhaps the weight of what's about to happen, sends a faint shiver down your spine. Just then, Soren closes the door swiftly behind you and turns to face you. Do nothing. Oh, I can kiss him now? That wasn't there before. It just said hug him before. Well, let's save. Let's see what a little kiss does. Kiss. As you step closer, trying to suppress the tension building inside you, the scent of his cologne suddenly fills your nose, fresh, clean, and somehow teasing enough to stir something inside you. Before you even realize what you're doing, you rise slightly to your toes and lean in towards his lips. Oh, he's shocked. It's already too late to pull back. Oh, he's blushing. Ooh-ah! Soren responds with just the slightest pressure and warmth against your mouth, a fleeting touch. Of course, it remains a simple greeting kiss rather than deepening into passion, perfectly in keeping with Soren's usual reserve in such matters, and perfectly suited to how this evening should progress. As you pull away with a smile, you feel his eyes lingering on you. And for the briefest second, you could swear the calm softness in his expression shifts into something else, something more difficult to name. Probably just your nerves playing trick on you. Okay, load. And we're back. Got a little bit of horny. Got a little bit of horny in there. Now we're going to do nothing. It might be best to put a little distance between you and him, especially with the breakup talk still looming ahead. So instead of hugging or kissing like you usually would, you settle for a warm smile. Unlike you, Soren leans in and presses a small kiss to your cheek, either unaware of your reserved demeanor or choosing to ignore it. Okay, then we do the dog. Okay, yep, dog, dog. Okay, and then don't ask. The last thing you want to think about right now is Princess. So you skip over any updates about her condition without a second thought. After all, she was the one who ruined your video call last night, the one that delayed this breakup conversation to tonight. You could even say she's directly responsible for you missing the chance to pick up your dress for tomorrow's birthday party. I mean, you'll probably miss it altogether. I have the dress. Okay, game. Okay, get your shit together, game. And then will most likely damage things with Mia, your best friend who invited you. Okay, fine, you're just tense, and maybe a little unfairly demonizing a tiny grumpy dog. Truing right now? The moment you step into the living room, the mouth-watering aroma of fried ribs. Why? What do you mean, fried ribs? Maybe is he pan-frying the pork chops? Okay. Yep, talking about the meal, I remember this. Yep. Meal. Oh, it didn't. Oh, it was all. No. It got lighter there. I think they darkened it while we were thinking, and then they lightened it, but they lightened it too much. Do you need any help? No. You must be tired. But now, even the subtle remark from Soren is enough to unsettle your peace, what little of it may still be left. You quickly begin crafting several possible explanations in your head for why you were late, ones that didn't involve the birthday party tomorrow, and that he's unlikely to question. But he doesn't give you a chance to lie. After checking on his dog, who has now gone to her bed in the corner, Soren smiles at you and disappears down the hallway. While you wait for him, maybe you could do something. I think we should go to the kitchen this time. Even though Soren didn't ask for your help, you feel it wouldn't be right to just sit back and relax while he prepares something. I can see the fucking hair, dude. This is how I read dialogue in Nine Souls. Read some interesting stuff and then summarize the boring bits. Well, it's because it's the exact same as the last one. I missed the stream. That's okay, Salty. I was wondering where you were. I figured you were just busy. But welcome to the stream. You missed... I played a dating sim. I played The Ratchelor, where you play the Bachelor but with rats. There were 3 seasons of The Ratchelor. And then I ranted about a book for an hour called Earthlings. Don't read it. It's disgusting. And then I played this game. And this game has 2 endings, it says. So we went for Stay With Him ending, and now we're on the Break Up With Him ending. This is Hot Boy Simulator. Classic insane crawl stream. Bro, I just be doing shit. I don't have a plan. I have a very vague plan. Every stream. Sometimes it's we're going to continue this game. Sometimes it's I'm going to play this game and see what happens. And sometimes it's I'm going to download a game from itch.io and vibe. He's got a concept of a plan truing right now. Even though Soren didn't ask for your help, you feel it wouldn't be right to just sit back and relax while he prepares something for you in the kitchen. Besides, it's your last evening together. Of course, the presence of the dog, still curled up in bed, yet clearly alert, might have also influenced your decision. As his footsteps fade down the hallway, you leave the living room. This is a kind of a nice kitchen, and follow him. However, I think if I owned my own home, welcome back, Gaycom. It's okay. Don't worry about it. I would change out this sink. I have a two-sided sink right now. I fucking hate them. Two reasons. I think that they encourage laziness, and I also think they make washing things harder, like legitimately harder. I think that if I have a big pan, I have to like set it on top of the sink and then fucking wash it and then like rinse it at a little piece at a time. I hate that shit. Don't tell me not to worry about. Okay, worry about it then, bitch. I don't care. I got an automated retirement account stock thing, and it very rarely changes. Just got 12 notice from the company about a bunch of sells and buys it did. Freak the fuck out. Last year, the way that I was able to survive 6 months without a job, I took out my retirement from UPS. I had $9,000. I got $6,000, and they took, what is that, like 30%? And in taxes, because none of it was taxed when they put it into the retirement. It's not taxed, and then they tax it for taking it out early. But if you don't take it out early and you wait till you're 65, then it's not taxed. It's just part of your retirement or some shit like that, I think is how they explained it to me. And I, over the course of working at UPS, I had put in, you lived off 6K? No, I lived off 8K because I had $2,000. My rent, I lived off of, actually I lived off of 8K for 7 months. Yeah. And now I'm living off of $2,000, $1,800, and after my rent, I'll have $500. So I'm living off of $500, basically. I'm freaking out. Well, that's not my concern. I gave you concern. I gave you compassion as your friend. I gave you consideration of your feelings, and you told me, "Fuck you, eat shit." So, you know, that's no longer, no, you know what I mean? I did my best. You leave the living room and follow him into his spacious, airy kitchen. Nothing like the small, open kitchen of your... Small, open? Airy kitchens are open. Small, closed-off kitchen in your studio apartment. I also pay too much in rent. Yeah, my rent is $1,300. It is what it is, man. The moment you step inside, you're startled by the sight of the kitchen table already lined with mezes, salads, and other dishes. Okay, that kitchen is way too big to be in it. No, this is in his home. This is his home. Which also I'll fill you in. We are at our boyfriend's. Yeah, we are in our boyfriend's home that he inherited from his grandparents who died. His parents died, he was raised by his grandparents, and then his grandparents died, obviously, and that we're like in our, I assume, late 20s, so it makes sense, and he inherited their home. So this is their nice one-story home, though the description says two-story, the image was of a one-story home. And we are poor, have a bad family connections, live in like New York, in the city, in our tiny little apartment, and we are considering breaking up with this guy, either for our ex-boyfriend or because we just don't like him anymore. Whatever the reason is. The whole point of this game is either break up with him or don't. We finished our first playthrough, and we got through as the story so far, because the description of this game did not say that the game was unfinished. It said that they were adding more endings. I thought that meant that there were 2 endings that were done. But we got to one ending where we ate his food. We were like, you know what? Maybe we won't break up with him. So this time we're playing through and we're doing we're staying on the break up with him meter. Soren, really, you didn't need to go through all this trouble. He, standing at the counter with his back to you, turns his head at the sound of your voice. You told me lately you've been skipping meals because of work. We need to take care of your nutrition, darling. I don't want you getting sick. Oh, you can't even remember when you said that to him. Probably just slipped out during one of your usual phone rants about how your boss dumps all the work on you. Yet somehow, he always seems to care more about the things you say than even you do. Your voice quivers slightly as you speak. It's very thoughtful. Thank you. He so far, in this playthrough, he has been like, maybe not a perfect boyfriend, but just a really good dude. Like, genuinely just a good boyfriend. Maybe a little too safe, I guess people would call him. But in my opinion, I feel like that says more about the person who wants to break up rather than him. That says more about the MC than him. Don't mention it, darling. You know I always enjoy doing things for you, so don't worry about anything tonight. Just enjoy it. If I offer to help him, that will reduce... Fuck it, I knew it! Okay. Driven by a definite need to ease your guilt, you jump in. I want to help. I can chop those spinach leaves, for example. He lifts his head from the bowls he's mixing ingredients in and glances at a bunch of spinach you point to, smiling. I think we already have enough spinach for the salad. Just having you here is enough for me. But if you really insist, I'd appreciate it if you could tidy up a bit, especially if you could put those spinach leaves back in the fridge before they spoil any further. Oh, of course. Zoom into empty counter. You're relieved to have something to do, and you begin putting away the items that had been used in the meal prep and then forgotten. At the very least, you hope that after everything is over, you leave his house. You'll have shortened that painful process when Soren cleans up. It feels like all his effort was for nothing. Meanwhile, your eyes are drawn to a small pile of knives stacked haphazardly at the far end of the table. They're clearly large, broad, and sturdy. No doubt about that. Who describes knives like that? Sound of cleaning up freaked me out. I thought someone was outside my window. But you can't quite imagine what they'd be used for in a normal kitchen. And despite how solid they look, the knives seem quite old, judging by their worn handles and dulled sheen. They've definitely been used many times. Those knives, those broad, sturdy, and long, and girthy, and rotund. Even without leaning in too close, you can smell the harsh scent of cleaning chemicals that's clinging to them. If you clean, those are all clearly different types of kitchen knives. If you clean your knives and they still smell like harsh cleaning chemicals, your stainless steel knives, and they still smell like harsh chemicals, you didn't clean them well enough. You just like put soap on them and then put them down. You have to rinse them off until there's no more soap on them. Okay, this was very much written by a teenager. They're doing well. Sure, I'll ask Soren. Unable to contain your curiosity, you call out to him, who still has his back to you. What are those knives for? Cooking? Caught off guard by the sudden question, he turns toward you with the pan still in his hand. Huh? Oh, those are my grandfather's butcher knives. When he closed the shop, he sold most of the large tools and machines, but he kept the knives because he loved them. Written by someone that's never cleaned a kitchen, or cooked, or sharpened a knife. You lightly touch the sharp edge of one of the blades with your finger. They still seem pretty sharp. Do you use them often? He chuckles softly and returns the pan to the stove. One of them was clearly a bread knife. Yeah, and the other one was a steak knife. Like, it was a bread knife, a chef's knife, maybe... I didn't even see, like, a deboner. A boning knife. And then a steak knife. That was it. He chuckles softly, and returns the pan to the stove. They still come in handy from time to time, sure, but mostly I just clean them now and then and keep them for sentimental reasons. Let me handle them, sweetheart. You might hurt yourself. You're right, I'm clumsy enough as it is. Red flag, red flag. All of them are boning knives. Well, with how sturdy and girthy they are. That's right, Salty. Salty, I have a meme. Salty, I need to show you something. Hold on. Salty. I have to send this to you. I have to share this on screen. Send it to you. 1 second. 1 moment. I have to go to drive.google.com. Come on, open. Open, damn you. Okay. So, since I haven't had a job, I've fallen back into the Reddit hole, which is sad. I spend about like 30 minutes every morning scrolling Reddit, which is sad. Don't do that. Bad. I'm trying to stop. However, there's a new comic artist about it's a gay comic about a dog and a bunny, and he draws like really concerning shit, but he also draws this. You know who they are? The sexual tension is crazy. I need these characters to fuck. I'm never watching Friends with you again. This is Salty. This is Salty. He thinks YouTube will listen to our entreaties for them to not be violent. Wait, I mean boning? Gay comp. Wait, hold on. Alert YouTube chat. Do not use knives for that purpose. Oh, alert. Yeah, don't do that. Yeah, don't do that. Don't talk to me about Friends. Friends kind of sucks. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. The point is, I saw that meme and I was like, that's so fucking salty. That's literally salty. I'm playing a children's card game and he's like, when do I get to fuck the cards? That's salty for you. That's what he does. That's who he is. If you were ever wondering what is Salty like, that's what Salty's like. What the fuck is this? Oh, I know what that is. Sorry, I was looking at my Google Drive. Dude, my friends suck too. Would Joss... I don't like that you said that. Red flag. If your boyfriend or girlfriend is like, don't touch that, you'll hurt yourself, let me handle that, I'm the man, that's cringe. That's cringe. Oh, I'm the friend that sucks. Okay. Heeding his warning, you back away from the knives and open the fridge door to put away the last few items from the table. As you do, your attention is drawn to the top shelf packed with plastic-wrapped packages of meat. It's clear he recently stocked up, but there's a problem. Only a few packages seem store-bought. Most of them don't have any kind of label indicating date, type, or weight. A chill runs down your spine. What if the mouth-watering smell filling the kitchen right now is coming from one of these packages? Where'd you get this meat, Soren? I don't see any dates on them. You can't stop your voice from trembling slightly. I think I've finally chosen an apartment. I'm going to call them tomorrow and act like I don't really want it to try and get a discount. They don't... Bro, I have literally never, ever, ever heard of anyone getting a discount on an apartment. Ever. I have never heard of anyone getting a discount. If you manage to do that, let me know, because that's game-changing. I've never heard of anyone ever trying to do that in America. Is it near me? Wages feels wow, man. No, it's in America. We don't live in British. They're fresh cut from a butcher I trust. They're absolutely nothing to worry about, sweetheart. I'd never poison you. You're always safe with me. Oh, but that's not what I meant. Oh, why did it get so dark? Your cheeks flush involuntarily, and you feel embarrassed as if a secret had just slipped out. The memory is still fresh. Your mother, who was never fond of cooking or taking care of you and your sisters, once poisoned you both with expired food while trying to prove something to your constantly criticizing father. It was something you never told anyone, not even Soren. Okay. Author, when you are making this game, if you're watching this, when you are making the further chapters and reworking the writing, the moments where she like flashes back to her bad childhood need to be written better. They don't flow well. I don't care about the character very much. Truly, this girl so far, main character, has come off as like not a very likable person. She's more hung up on, I don't like him because reasons. My ex-boyfriend, so hot, so sexy. Like, I get it, but also this dog made me miss my party. It's like, okay, I don't like her. I like Soren. And maybe you make him that he kills humans and eats them. Maybe that's what you're going for here. It kind of seems like that's the goal, is that he's actually a cannibal. Cool, man. I'm cool with that. But like, this is a classic horror movie situation where I kind of fucking hate the main character and I kind of want them to die. Like, I want them to be killed by the boyfriend. You know what I mean? Because it's like, you kind of suck anyway. Cool, man. I'm cool with that. No, I'm cool with that angle that they're writing in the story. You know what I mean, Wajas. Don't twist it. Don't get it twisted, okay? Also, you disappeared and now Gaycom's messages mean nothing. I never buy an apartment at advertised price. He buys apartments. I buy a part of men. I'm not adding that quote. Okay, you know what? I'll add that quote. What was it? It was add quote. There. No. That's wrong. That means that it's quote add. Quote add. Quote added. Number 12. You're kind of doing it for me. Do you want to become an immortal god? You're our only hope now, Bumner. What is that from? I don't remember that. You're our only hope now, Bumner. What is that from? I support abuse. November 14th, 2024. 3/7/26? 3/27/26? I don't remember writing 26. Whatever. Who gives a shit? I think it's Oz. I don't fucking... maybe it was Oz. It could have also been Hatoful Boyfriend, though. It doesn't matter. The point of the quotes is to not remember the context. Explaining the context of the quote ruins the quote. Trying to brush it off and move past the odd moment, you say the first thing that comes to mind. You've definitely been eating a lot of meat lately. Just trying to stick to my diet with the new weight training I've started. So tell me, do you think it's paying off? I doubt I can give a proper answer with that sweater on. The words slip out before I can stop them, and you immediately regret your thoughtless remark, but his response catches you even more off guard. I could take it off if you'd like. As your gaze shifts to him, you catch something intense in his eyes, and you feel a rush of heat start in your belly and spread through your body. You haven't had sex with him since the thought of breaking up first crossed your mind, and that period has been unusually long for you, yet you never thought of it as strange. Soren has always been more reserved and understanding than your previous boyfriends, and intimacy was never a big part of your relationship. But now, you notice he's being far more forward than ever. How about after dinner? Unless you're gonna burn the meat. Okay. Do we fuck him right now? In the kitchen? Your voice trails off toward the end of the sentence, fading into silence. I remember that getting added, but not what it was actually about. If I can inhale coke. I did nothing. I was just watching you guys fuck. I don't remember them. On 9/11, no less. I do remember that quote being added at 9/11. He can burn my meat any day. With the knives! The most schizo emote. What is that? CDOM insane? Good emote. It feels like your reason is clashing with your impulses. But dude, I'm getting back into... Stay with him. You can tell which side is winning. He turns off the stove with a teasing smile and walks toward you. As the distance between you vanishes, his hands slide to your waist, pulling you toward him. When his lips touch your neck, you forget everything for a moment, including your plan to break up with him. His warm lips travel up from your neck to your ear, slightly biting your earlobe, sending a hot shiver down your spine as he whispers, "I'll take it off after dinner. That way, I won't have to put it back on." Whoa, sexy! The mention of dinner triggers alarm bells in your head, and just like that, you manage to pull yourself away from him and his effect on you, at least for now. He, as if he wasn't trying to seduce you moments ago, continues in a casual tone. "If you want, we can sit down before the meat goes cold." Sure. You pause for a moment before leaving the kitchen, trying to make sense of what just happened. What do you mean trying to make sense of it? Thinking about having a quickie with your soon-to-be ex-boyfriend in the kitchen is, quite frankly, unbelievable. Your inability to control your impulses is clearly still a serious problem for you. Your final dinner with Soren begins like any other, despite the tension churning inside you. As the scent of warm lamb chops he served reaches your nose, you realize you're actually... Okay, we've already done this? Let's see what happens. Okay, it's really good. It's flawless. It's perfect. Yes, even princess. Continue eating. Okay, so we're going to load back to here. Yes. I want to see the other fucking ending. How about after dinner? Okay. Of course, you can't break the news to him right here and now, so you have no choice but to postpone it. You have to bring up the issues during dinner. Otherwise, your impulses might take advantage of his boldness and muddle everything. You swallow hard, trying to smooth the crack in your voice. Right now, I'm starving. Soren's laughter fills the kitchen, finally breaking the tension in your weight. And let's make sure you're nice and full first. Come on, let's eat before the meat gets cold. As you follow him into the living room, all you can do is pray that, for once, luck is on your side. Okay, here we go. Yes. Okay. Continue eating. Your gaze drifts towards the window, noticing the rain outside has picked up. The thought of, wait. Fuck. Okay, we have to go back. We have to be meaner. We have to be more mean. I'm so pissed. Do nothing. Don't talk to him. We're not talking. Don't ask. Fuck you. I hate you, Soren. We're not going to the fucking kitchen. Stay here. Cut the sentimentality and focus on your decision. But this isn't your first time. Of course, you can't compare your relationship with Soren to your previous ones. Among all your past boyfriends, he was the one who showed you the most care and attention. And he entered your life at the moment when you needed someone the most, proving that miracles can still happen in this world. Even so, that didn't guarantee your relationship would last forever, or that your feelings would never change. Just like now, you're grateful for having met him, and for the time you spent together. No matter how he reacts to your decision to break up, that truth won't change. At least you hope it won't. Moments later, you hear his footsteps approaching the living room. And now everything's ready. We can go to the table, darling. Okay. Yes? Good? Oh. Even in the soft glow. Can I go back? History? He doesn't react to the compliment itself. Oh no, wait, we've already seen this. Smiling, he leans forward to refill your wine glass. So glad to hear that. For the next minute or so, the only sound, even princess. Tell him now, yes! Then, there's nothing to gain from waiting any longer. You believe he deserves to know why you really came here. And if you delay it much more, you might lose the resolve to go through with it. You slowly set your fork on the edge of your plate and, mustering all your courage, lift your gaze to meet his. There's something I need to talk to you about. A flicker of surprise crosses his face at the seriousness of your voice. Even so, when he speaks, his tone is just as soft and understanding as always. Of course, I'm always ready to listen to you. You take a deep breath, keeping your eyes on his. No stalling, no sugarcoating. I've been feeling like something's different lately about our relationship. Though the surprise in his expression deepens, he says nothing. He just watches you in silence, waiting, always waiting for you to finish. It's one of the things you've always loved most about him. Fuck, I clicked twice. Damn me. And also, in this moment, one of the hardest to face, his way of truly listening and giving weight to every word you say. But there's no turning back now. You have to follow through. This isn't easy to say, but I think we need to break up. The tension in the room is so thick, your words seem to hang in the air like smoke. His expression doesn't change, but you notice his eyes drift to his wine glass instead of staying on you. You gave him space, time to take it in. The sound of rain outside seems to grow louder, pressing in to the silence between you. When he finally looks back at you, the warm light that's always lived in his eyes is gone. I don't believe you made this decision on impulse, Crawl, but did I do something without realizing? Something that hurt you? His voice is so gentle, so considerate, that his response fills you with guilt, even though you know how deeply this must be hurting him. No, never. Honestly, it's quite the opposite, Soren. Out of all the men who've come and gone in my life, you are by far the best. The thought of losing you, it hurts me too. Still, none of that changes the quiet certainty that breaking up is the right thing to do. You speak again quickly, not wanting to give him room to hope. This is about me, my feelings. I just don't think I can return your love the way you deserve. I don't think I can be truly happy in this relationship. He finally speaks, his voice quieter, more subdued. How long have you felt this way? Or rather, how long have you known? You hesitate, knowing too much detail will do more harm than good, but you can't ignore his question, since things got more serious between us. But the last month, it's become something I just can't look past. I see. I'm sorry to hurt you. I'm sorry for saying this during a dinner you prepared so thoughtfully, but I couldn't keep it to myself any longer. You deserve to know. This time, the smile that forms on his lips is a little forced, wounded, but still kind. Please don't feel guilty, Crawl. Of course, we didn't enter this relationship expecting it to end this way, but not every relationship concludes as we hope. That's perfectly normal. It doesn't mean either of us did something wrong. You realize that by delaying this conversation for so long, you've only tortured yourself and, in a way, been unfair to him. In the end, your coworker was right. Soren accepted your decision with grace, effortlessly dismantling the baseless fear you carried so long. Once again, your instincts, those that had pulled you into the wrong relationships time and time again, had proven to be flawed. He truly is different from the others. In fact, he's perfect. And if you'd ever managed to escape the ghost of your past relationships, maybe, just maybe, you could have quieted the part of your heart that refused to let him in. Okay, hear me out. What if you had just told Soren those issues? What if you had just talked to your partner, who is very clearly mature and understanding and compassionate and a good listener? Why don't you just tell him these issues that you're having? Hey, I really love you. I think you're perfect for me, but I'm having these issues and I don't know how to come to terms with them. I'm sure he would be able to help you. Or if you still decided to break up, at least you tried. But instead, you're just like going to sit here and be like, if only I were a better person. If only I were... Bro, you could do it. What's wrong with you? Things between you could have been so different, so much better. I'm lucky to have met you, Soren. You don't hesitate as you reach for the hand he gently extends to you across the table. That familiar warmth flows into you, melting away all the tension that had clung to you for days. In this moment, you trust him more than ever. And I'm lucky to have you, Crawl. You've always been special to me, and you always will be. You catch the glow in his eyes grow brighter, but it doesn't last long. He gently pulls his hand back and slowly rises from his chair. Well then, I think we've come to a conclusion on this unpleasant but necessary matter. How about we continue dinner where we left off as good friends? I'll bring out dessert. Bro, he's based! Before leaving the room, he pauses at the doorway and glances back at you. Of course, if you'd rather not stay, I can call a taxi to take you home. You narrow your eyes toward the clock above the fireplace. It has gotten quite late. Yet spending time with him makes you feel better than you have in a long while. And yet you can't help but think about how lonely he might feel if you left him like this. I can never say no to dessert, especially yours. You notice the subtle lift in his expression, and knowing your choice made him a little happier fills you with relief. All right, then. I'll be right back. And then, as he disappears into the kitchen, you let out a long breath. There's a strange lightness in your chest, part sadness, part calm. A moment later, he returns with your favorite dessert, creme brulee. Bro, he knows how to make creme brulee. It's an easy dessert, but he knows his shit, bro. Yo, main character crawl? You suck. I'll date Soren, bro. Fuck you, main character crawl. I pass him on. You suck. There's still a shadow behind his eyes, but the warmth in his smile quietly assures you that things are okay. The two of you enjoy the dessert while watching a comedy, never once bringing up the breakup again. In fact, the way he occasionally comments on the jokes only make you laugh harder. It reminds you of the easy, joyful moments from when your relationship was just beginning. Bro, this guy needs to be a secret serial killer. If he's not, you just broke the heart of the most perfect man in the world. Literally, I will say he seems like he might be a tad boring, but that's only based on what the main character has said about him and what they have observed about him. They say that he has hobbies, and we don't get to see them. They say that he is content in his life, and we don't really get to see that. He works from home. What does he do? We don't really know that much about him other than the way that he treats the main character. And the way that he treats the main character is very well. He's great. And the main character breaking up with him is just disappointing. It's just like, okay, bruh, come on. By the end of the night, you can't refuse when he offers to drive you home himself. Neither of you speaks as the car glides along the rain-slick streets, but the silence isn't awkward. It's filled with peaceful acceptance. When you arrive in front of your crowded apartment building, he turns to you. Grawl, I want you to know you can always reach out to me if you need anything. Being friends doesn't change that. His words tighten something in your throat, but you still manage to smile. Same goes for you, Soren. Thank you, really. Good night. Good night. After a month, did you make the changes I asked for before we sent it to the client? You're trying to stay calm despite your boss's usual irritating tone. Yes. All of them? Yes. So this was us. This wasn't our coworker? What? Maybe this is our coworker and our boss. Did you double check? Yes. Are you sure? Yes. Then why have they been calling me nonstop since the beginning of the meeting? Your boss's voice starts composed and ends in a shout, casting sudden silence over the entire office. How should I know? Your unexpected reply draws stunned looks from your coworkers. Your boss's face flushes bright red with rage. Just as the phone rings again, he answers it, but puts the call on speaker. A familiar, dreaded voice fills the room. It's the client who has made your life hell lately. Hello? Hello, Mr. Miles? Sorry for the delay. I was in a meeting. Is there any issue? An issue with the proposal we sent? Your boss's tone is now softer than a purring kitten after a warm meal. No, quite the opposite. I just wanted to say how pleased I am with everything. The changes you made, though you didn't inform me in advance, turned out to be very appropriate and necessary. Thank you. Boss's face goes blank with confusion. You, on the other hand, shoot a smug, I told you so, glance around the room. I'm glad to hear that. Unless there's anything else, I need to take care of something urgent. Of course, have a great day. Your boss swallows hard a few times, clearly lost for words, before deciding to pretend nothing happened. He takes a sip of his coffee, only to grimace. Cold! Anyway, let's not drag meetings out like this again. That's all for now. As the meeting ends and your colleagues start filing out, you rise to leave, but your boss's voice stops you. Grawl, could you stay a minute? You ignore the meaningful look your coworker throws your way. Okay, this is our coworker, and comply. Once everyone else is gone, your boss turns to you with a surprisingly soft expression. That was good work. How do you feel about grabbing dinner sometime? Cringe, cringe, cringe. You pause a little too long, thrown off by the absurdity of this meeting and how it's now delaying your work even more. Is this a surprise business dinner? Oh no. So we're not meeting your client? No, yes. No client. Then I'll go ahead and book the usual table for the team. Your boss's face immediately returns to its usual strictness. I don't think I would have the will not to call him a cunt at this point. Fucking facts, dude. This is why they call me combative. For God's sake, Crawl, no client, no team. I'm talking about just dinner, just the two of us. Oh, now I get it. Thank God. So how about tonight? Oh, I already have plans for tonight. In that case, Saturday evening? Well, actually, a friend of mine was in a terrible car accident. Thankfully, nothing serious, but his arm is in a cast, so I need to be there to help him out. Your boss visibly stiffens at this answer. Bro, the stream is ending. What are you doing? I'm refunding those points, but chooses not to push you any further. I see. Another time, then. I just wanted to apologize. Apologize. There's no pog. I'm not doing it. The stream's ending. when we finish this, it's ending. You can do it next time, Gaycom. Bad timing. Poor timing. Considering your boss's usual angry demeanor, even that could be considered progress. You're busy too. I'm sure it wasn't intentional. Just, if you let me leave a few hours early today, I'd really appreciate it. I'm gonna pick up the friend I mentioned. Of course, I hope your friend gets well soon. When you return to your desk in high spirits after leaving your boss behind in the meeting room, your coworker pounces with excitement. What did he say? Tell me right now or I'll die of curiosity. This is our coworker. The homophobia? It's not a homophobia. It's fucking, I'm refunding you I'll refund him right now, motherfucker. What did I just do? Nothing. Everything's fine. No docs. This. Reject. Okay, anyway, back to it. I'll never forget the look on his face when the client thanked him over the phone. I wish I had taken a photo. Wait, did he actually apologize to you? As you sit down and toss the files onto your desk, you mutter, sort of. He invited me to dinner as an apology. Just then, your coworker, who was raising her mug to her lips, spits out her sip. What? Calm down, you'll choke. Under the strange looks of a few people passing in front of your desk, you help her clean herself in the desk with a napkin. Ignoring the coffee stain on her shirt, she immediately returns to look at you. Her look at you? Oh shit, I never thought he was that type. He seemed like a true workaholic who didn't care about anything except the clients. But look at that, he even found out about your breakup with Soren. So, what did you say to him? Wait, are you saying he was flirting with me? It just felt like a simple thank you to me. Do you have any idea how much trouble we were in with that client? He should be happy we finally made him happy. Your coworker shoots you a disbelieving look. Are you serious, Crawl? Last week I broke my back trying to convince some client not to cancel, and I didn't get any dinner invitations. Bro, I'm stuttering. You considered that she might be right, but honestly, you don't really care. Maybe he was just in a good mood. Either way, I don't think I'll be going out to dinner with anyone anytime soon. You know I can't leave Soren alone after that car crash. So for a while, hearing this, your coworker also turns serious and drops the flirting topic. Right, how's he doing? Physically, pretty good. The arm in a cast limits movements, of course. When we walk his dog every day, I have to hold the leash or that little devil will immediately pick a fight with someone. Wait, Soren was in a car crash off screen? Apparently. This is becoming surprisingly less well written. Unless this turns into the car crash was a lie and he actually got his arm broken struggling against the victim that he was murdering, I think that this is poorly written. Also, if we broke up with him, why are we hanging out with him every day walking his dog? Why are we taking an Uber to his house every day? Psychologically, yeah? He paused for a moment, sighing involuntarily. To be honest, I have no idea. He seems happy as always, but the more I think about the timing of the accident, the worse I feel. Your coworker gently places a hand on your shoulder. But how could that be your fault? You don't actually think he crashed because he was driving you home, do you? Never mind. Oh, he crashed on the way home after dropping her off. Okay, that's totally coincidental. I doubt that. What I did that night was incredibly selfish. I showed up to the dinner he had carefully prepared for me and out of nowhere told him I wanted to break up. Then I just ate dessert like nothing happened and let him drive me home in that terrible weather. I didn't even stop to think how he might have felt. What if something worse had happened in that crash? I think I'm becoming like my exes, irresponsible, heartless. You can't finish the sentence, but confessing what's been on your mind for the past month brings a strange sense of relief. A sad expression spreads over your coworker's face. Girl, you're nothing like them. You're being too hard on yourself. Right now, what Soren needs is someone's by his side, and you're doing exactly that. Gasp. Oh, wait, it's like a manipulation tactic. Maybe it is a manipulation tactic. Honestly, I bet you didn't think about him this much, even when we're still together. He must be surprised too. In the silence that follows, the background clatter of keyboards and phone rings in the office drift to your ears. You realize your attachment to Soren has deepened since the accident, whether it's from guilt or fear of losing him. The fact that it happened right after the breakup terrifies you, but for now, you decide not to dwell on it. You might be right. Anyway, I need to wrap up and head out. I can't waste my time off I got from the boss. Your coworker reels from the second shock of the day. That man definitely has a thing for women who piss him off. You leave your coworker alone with her brilliant observations and return to your work. After a while, you say goodbye to her and step outside with the well-earned pride of being the first to leave the office. Soren's car is waiting for you in the company parking lot. Due to his arm being in a cast, you've been driving for him, and now you're rushing to pick him up from his doctor's appointment without delay. Still, thanks to traffic. Hi, Bumner. Bumner, I made Gaycom's, I did this. I did it, but it made Gaycom feel uncomfortable. So I changed it to something new. I changed it to something else because it made him very uncomfortable. But I can't believe that you didn't show up to the beginning of stream when we did that. I can't believe this. Still, thanks to traffic, you don't manage to arrive before his appointment ends. Why is he still wearing that sweater? As soon as Soren sees you in front of the hospital, he smiles. They can't draw him in something else? Sorry, I was doing my own thing. Okay, Bumner, I forgive you. Gaycom impreg confirmed. Nah, well, it was confirmed. You really didn't need to come. I was going to take a taxi anyway. No way, I can't allow that as your personal chauffeur. How did the checkup go? The impreg arc is over now. It lasted like an hour. It went well, but they said we need to wait a few more weeks before removing the cast. Though his smile remains, you can detect a hint of unease in his eyes. It takes a lot longer than 1 month to heal a broken arm, because he's hot in that sweater. You're not wrong. Like, I've never seen a man more defined in a fucking sweater. Crawl, I understand you're trying to help, and I'll always be grateful for that. Still, if you're getting tired, I can ask another friend for help. You've already done so much for me. I'm devastated that I missed the impreg arc. This is my 9/11. Okay. Calm down. Have you really done enough? Logic tells you to say yes, to say goodbye to him and go back to your own house, to stop living in the guest room of your ex-boyfriend's house. You're living in his house? But your heart says it's too soon. You can't... This is cringe! You can wait a little longer at least until he was fully recovered. Muscle man in tight sweater flirt. Bro is for sure manipulating us. Why are we living in our ex-boyfriend's house? That's fucking wild to me. We're so sure that we have to break up with him. So sure that we're not right for him. So we break up with him. If you don't break up with him, the story ends right there. If you do break up with him, you become closer and then you move in with him? Pseudo move in with him? With mocking seriousness, you frown. Don't be ridiculous, Soren. You'll never find another driver as good as me, and the dog walker, and the chef. Your joke seems to dispel the shadows in his eyes. His voice now sounds lighter, more relaxed. I'm not so sure about the last one. Why don't we eat out today? I've heard there's... whatever. I doubt it's as delicious as my lasagna. You mean your burnt lasagna? New ending unlocked. Neutral ending C. Not burnt. Extra crispy. Now get in the car before I change my mind and drive us straight home. What? You were a bad girlfriend, now you're a good friend. Neutral ending C. What endings did I get? Download sync? What is that? What? Okay, start over? We're going to do this one more time. We're going to do this one more time. The fact we haven't once seen this man do the premise of the game. Yeah, I'm kind of like, what the fuck are we doing? Text Lars. Skip. Skip, skip. Ask him. Skip, 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 skip. Yes, I miss him. Skip. Skipping, skipping. Do nothing. Skipping, skipping, skipping. Don't ask. Skip. Stay here. Skip. Cut the sentimentality. Skip. Why do we have continue eating? What's happening? Okay, we're starting over. We're starting over. Start. Skip. Type your username. Gaycom. Save. Return. Swing by the dry cleaner. Okay. For some reason, that made us less likely to break up with him. Okay. Oh, shit. Not load. Return. Save. Okay. I want to break up with him. No. Load. I want full breakup meter. Full breakup meter. Okay. Skip. We're not texting Lars. Fuck Lars. Do nothing. Skip. Don't ask. Skip. Stay here. Skip. Cut. Skip. Okay, we didn't get the choice to stay this time. That would be lovely, but please don't go through any more trouble on my behalf. It's no trouble at all. Wait, I think we actually have to go back. I think something different happened. Hold on 1 second. Don't text him. Skip. Skip. Do nothing. Skip. We're skipping. Don't ask. I don't care about your dog. Skip. Stay here in the living room. Skip. Cut the sentimentality. Oh, fuck me! I need to stop. I'm so sorry, everybody. Oh, I fucked up. No, not here. No, this one. I'm so sorry, everybody. Gaycom, I'm fucking up your playthrough, man. Don't text them. I do nothing. Don't ask. Stop fucking it up. Stay here. Cut the sentimentality. Okay, here we go. Okay. Sent, yes. It takes a seat. Please try it. Okay, and then we say it's flawless, absolutely perfect. I don't even get it, even in the, yeah, smiling. He leans forward. I'm so glad. For the next minute or so, the only sound, rain, even Princess is absent. You believe he deserves to know why you really came here, and if you delay it much more, you might lose the resolve. You slowly put your fork to the edge of the plate, and mustering your courage, lift your gave to me. This is something I need to talk about. Even so, when he speaks, his tone is just as soft, of course. Okay, we've already... Okay, so all of this is the same. This is all the same. I did all that work for nothing. It's about me, my feelings. Please don't feel guilty, Gaycom. Of course, we didn't enter this relationship expecting it to end this way. It's perfectly normal. Doesn't mean either of us did something wrong. You realize that by delaying this conversation for so long, you've hurt him. Okay. I'm lucky to have met you, Soren. Yeah. Well then, I think we've come to a conclusion on this unpleasant but necessary matter. How about we continue dinner where we left off as good friends? I'll bring out dessert. Before leaving the room, he pauses at the doorway and glances back at you. Of course, if you'd rather not stay, I can call a taxi to take you home. You narrow your eyes toward the clock above the fireplace. It's gotten quite late. Oh, you're right. Time really flew. I think it's better if I head home now. Seeing you rise from the table and gather your things, he offers to call a taxi for you. Would you like me to pack some dessert for you? Creme brulee? I made plenty since it's your favorite. I doubt I can eat it all myself. That would be lovely, but please don't go through any more trouble on my behalf. It's no trouble at all. He gives you a gentle smile before heading into the kitchen. You wait alone for the taxi, realizing he probably used the dessert as an excuse to be by himself for a moment. Even if your friendship continues, you know things will never be quite the same again. As you absent-mindedly scroll through your phone, you notice a message from your coworker. You decide not to reply. At least not now. Are you okay? You'll explain everything tomorrow anyway. Or maybe you don't really know the answer yourself. Are you okay? Shortly after the taxi arrives, Soren emerges from the kitchen holding a neatly wrapped package and walks you out. Oh, it's way too dark. Way too fucking dark. Why are there no street lamps? Why is your house completely black? Just before stepping into the car, you glance back at him. Beneath the umbrella he's holding for you both, his face is partly obscured by shadow, and you can't quite see his eyes. Maybe that's why even his usually comforting smile feels distant tonight. Good night, Gaycom. Good night, Soren. You slip into the taxi without delay, and soon you're leaving him and his home behind. Despite everything, a quiet sense of peace settles in your chest. You'd stayed true to your decision. After a month, did you make... Okay, all right. Cool, yes, cool, yes, cool, yes. Okay, we did this. Hello? Sorry for the delay. Boss's tone. Okay, everything's great. Oh, look, everything's so great. And then they ask me out to dinner again, and I say no. No. Your boss is momentarily stunned by your swift and definite response, but continues. And how about Saturday evening? Thank you. But I don't want to have dinner with you, neither tonight or on Saturday. Ooh, yeah, fucking be true. For the first time, you witness your boss blushing from something other than anger. I just meant as an apology. I mean, I had no other. I'm sure. But if you really want to apologize, please do it in front of everyone at the next meeting, just like when you scolded me a moment ago, unless there's something else. No, of course, you're free to go. Hell yeah, now that's professionalism right there. Leaving, and then submit an HR complaint. Leaving your thoroughly embarrassed and confused boss behind in the meeting room, you return to your desk, where your coworker immediately pounces on you with excitement. What are you saying? Tell me right now, or I'll die of curiosity. I'll never forget, I already read this. As you sit down and toss the files on your desk, you mutter, worse, he asked me out to dinner. Just then your coworker, who was raising a mug. Okay, what? Calm down, you'll choke. Under the strange looks of a few people passing in front of your desk, you help clean herself and the desk with a napkin. Ignoring the coffee stain on her shirt, she immediately turns back to you. Oh, shit, I never thought he was that type. He seemed like a true work... Bro, I'm getting the hiccups all of a sudden? So what'd you say to him? Your hand hesitates briefly from wiping the table at the mention of Soren's name, but you're certain your coworker didn't notice. Of course I turned him down. Oh, really? You did the right thing. Still, for someone so angry and annoying, he does have a bit of a charm. And he's rich. If you had gone to dinner, we'd have had enough gossip material to last until our next promotion. I should have worn the cat ears. I didn't realize we were going to go for another 40 minutes. It would have been fun to see his flirting skills. If I were you in your place, I don't think I could have said no. Maybe the you from a year ago, before you met Soren, wouldn't have said no to that invitation either. You were just thinking the same thing? This is going for way longer than you thought? Yeah, me too. There was something deeply alluring for you about getting an offer like that from a man who is always angry, difficult, and irritating. But now, even while reviewing new job applications every evening, you don't even think of your boss. You're still thinking about Soren, aren't you? You abandon your efforts to clean an invisible stain on the desk and let yourself drop into the chair as your coworker continues. We Damon cat ears. Next stream. It says no to cat ears because stream is ending. Streams for another hour. We see your game. Hey, I refunded the points. You didn't expect him to accept the breakup so easily. You thought he'd resist, try to convince you that you still love him. Just like the other men in your life did. The only difference is, they didn't really mean it when they tried. Did he contact you after the dinner? Any call or message? No. I guess it's for the best. Before the silence has a chance to stretch further, your coworker quickly jumps in again. You're right. Did you see the last email from the boss? The same old nonsense, but there's this one thing. Even the relief of having most of your work done by the end of the shift doesn't lift the strange hollowness inside you. After saying goodbye to your coworker and leaving the office, instead of heading straight for the metro, you start walking down the street. Seeing something in your life feels off. Before breaking up with Soren, you thought it was your relationship. Now, you're not sure what it is. You move aimlessly through the crowded street, drifting like part of the current. You consider calling him, even though the fact that he never tried to contact you after that night makes you think the breakup was the right decision for him too, maybe. Or maybe he's just respecting your decision. Maybe this time, you could be the one to make the first move. After all, since things didn't end badly, calling him just as a friend wouldn't be so strange. What? Just then, your eyes catch a tall man in a black hoodie in the crowd. For a moment, you almost think it's him. But you're certain he wouldn't be here at this time, dressed like that. Still, something in you insists that the man who disappeared so quickly was Soren. Your silly thought is interrupted by your phone vibrating in your pocket. We're thrilled to inform you that your application for the digital marketing specialist position at Bloomwise Media has been accepted. Congratulations. Contact and then 6 X's. You check it to see a message confirming that the job interview you faked being sick to attend last week was successful. I've done that many times. A good position at a good company with good pay. Finally. Oops. Now you can finally focus on your career instead of men. The thing that's been making you feel wrong lately must have been this awful old job and your uncertain career. Your new job is going to be so good for you, right? Neutral ending A. What the fuck? How is that neutral ending? A fresh start is waiting for you. But are you really sure? How is that a neutral ending? I literally went full fucking... Type your username. Salty. Salty, you're going for the keep him ending, okay? We're going for the full white bar ending. So, swing by the dry cleaner seems to give us a plus. Okay, oops, not load. Would put points in for them, but it shows out of stock. Only 1 per stream, that's right. Okay, we're gonna save right here. Okay, return. Text Lars, because apparently that makes it better. Okay, save. Return. Okay, and then we're going to ask him. Okay, ask him is wrong. We're gonna load. We're gonna go here. Okay, don't even ask. Okay, no, we're gonna ask him. We're gonna see what ask him does. And then we're going to say, you admit you still miss him? Okay, no, that didn't do it. Okay, the load times on this game are shockingly long for how simple it is. Okay, and then we're going to say it doesn't really matter anymore. Okay, neither of that matters. None of that matters. It doesn't matter what we do. Okay, we're going to save. Let's see. Does kissing him, kiss him, do more? Okay, we're going to load. Hold on 1 second. We're going to see what's better. We're going to see what's better. Is it kissing or hugging? Is it kissing or hugging? We're going to hug him. Okay, it seems to be the exact same. Okay, ask about the dog's condition. Okay, skip. Will Princess be joining us for dinner too? Skip. Skip. Fuck you, skip. Go to the kitchen. Offer to help him. Okay, skip. Ask Soren. Okay, skip. Unless you're planning to burn the meat. Okay, skip. Wait, no. We did something wrong somewhere. We did something wrong. Okay, so obviously when we ask about the dog, we said the wrong thing. Okay, we're gonna kiss him because kissing seems like more important. We're gonna ask about the dog's condition. Skip. This one? That didn't work either. Okay, kiss. Ask. Skip. Could you take her to another room? Okay, no. What did we do wrong? What did we do wrong? Ask. Skip. Will Princess be joining us too? He lets out a soft laugh at your question. Unfortunately, she wasn't patient enough to wait for dinner with you. Of course, it's not exactly what you meant, especially with Princess glaring at you like the tiny beast ready to pounce. Thankfully, he seems to notice your unease and doesn't push the joke any further. She'll probably fall asleep soon and after bed. Okay. All right. Let's save here. See what's up. Let's stay here in the living room. And then let's look at the dog. A low growl from Princess's bed catches your attention. Maybe someday you'll even miss this little demon. Though her eye appears closed, her ears stand rigid, tracking your every move. No, you definitely won't miss her. There's something under the rug snags your notice. Too dark to make out, but she's clearly dragged her blanket to cover some suspicious bulge there. Smart enough to hide things, stupid enough to be obvious about it. Check the dog's bed. As you rise cautiously to your feet and approach, the Chihuahua lifts her nose high into the air but remains perfectly still. Encouraged by her laid-back movement, you slowly lean toward her bed. Easy, Princess. I'm just checking something, and I swear, even if you stole one of his used boxers, I won't make a fuss. The Princess bares her teeth at your absurd muttering. She doesn't lunge. Maintaining your calm, you reach around to the other side of the tiny bed and slip your hand beneath it, quickly pulling out whatever soft thing your fingers brush against. To be honest, Princess's secret treasure isn't quite worthy of the mystery. Just a small, tattered, cheap plush toy, far past its prime. She probably snuck it back without Snorin's knowledge after it had been set aside to be thrown out. Yet the moment you see the toy, a strange, familiar feeling creeps over you. It's as if something stirs in the back of your mind. A memory, a sense. The dog's sudden bark nearly makes you jump out of your skin, and you drop the toy in alarm. Easy, girl, easy. Calm down. But it doesn't take long to realize you're already too late. In an instant, the once motionless dog turns feral and clamps down on your leg with shocking speed. Oh, fuck! With a surge of pain, you shake her off roughly and collapse into the couch, just as you hear your boyfriend's panicked footsteps approaching. Baby, what happened? Are you okay? She bit me! When you glance toward the bed to point at the culprit, she's already vanished, naturally, with the toy in tow. That little possessive devil. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. He rushes to your side and kneels in front of you, eyes wide with concern. Where'd she bite you? Is it bleeding? You rub your leg, and now that the shock is wearing off, you feel a milder ache. I don't think it's too bad, but it hurt. We need to take a look and disinfect it. As he reaches toward the leg to help you pull down the long stocking beneath your skirt, you feel your cheeks blush with heat. Not just from the physical closeness, but from the same old dread, that sudden vulnerability of exposing your body, even if just for a moment. Even though he had seen you naked countless times, it doesn't erase the shame. The scars that once marked your body as evidence of your pain may have faded over time, but the ones in your mind remain untouched. Your only solace is that Axel, the one who gifted you that trauma, never reappeared after your breakup. He's gone from your life. Axel? Two Keyblades? Unlike you, Soren is focused entirely on the bite mark on your leg. Thankfully, it's not. You might need to kiss it better. Thankfully, it's not too deep. I'll go grab the first aid kit right away. Watching him rush off stirs something strange in you. He genuinely cares. There's someone in your life who truly cares, even though that will disappear the moment you share the news of your breakup. The thought brings you a brief sense of warmth. When he returns with the first aid kit, the small wound, one you would normally ignore, gets cleaned and dressed with the utmost care. Does it still hurt? Not really. I'm feeling better. I noticed that he uses a lot of pet names, and that can be very annoying to me. I've also noticed that main character uses literally none, ever. This is my fault. I should have been more careful. I shouldn't have left you two alone. I'm sorry, Chi. No, Soren, really, it's fine. Oh, okay, we're gonna save. We're gonna save right here. You couldn't have known. She's never done that before. I guess I might have provoked her a little. Yeah, we're there, baby. Let's go. He lifts his head, eyebrows raised, leaning in closer to your face. Ow. Oh, well, it's kind of silly. I noticed some... Stay with him. Something under her bed and got curious. Turned out to be a toy. Well, apparently a very beloved one, because the moment she saw it in my hand, she lunged. When he continues staring at you with utmost seriousness, saying nothing, you can't help yourself. Aren't you going to say anything? Now I understand. You sit up straight, curiosity taking over. Understand what? His sudden burst of laughter makes you forget the unpleasantness of just moments ago. Who's been rummaging through my trash, of course. Relieved that the matter seems resolved, you reach down to pull your stocking back up, only for his hand to suddenly close around yours, stopping you. You freeze, taken off guard by the unexpected heat of his palm. Then he leans in, bringing his face close to your leg. You feel his breath, hot, steady against your bare thigh, and then his lips follow. A tremor runs through you from head to toe. Emotions you can't quite name clash violently inside you, and yet it's just a small kiss. Salty, you fucking called it, bro. You called that shit. He rises again with a carefree grin, completely unaware of the storm he's just stirred. I'd better check on the meat before it burns. I'll be right back. You avert your gaze quickly. Oh, right. You already know with absolute certainty that tonight is going to be difficult. Okay, alright. Okay, same as ever. Okay, we have confirmed. Those are all the endings. Normal ending C, normal ending A. What the fuck, where's normal ending B? What? I don't know what I can do different. I feel like I've done everything. I'm just going to call it there. I'm done with this game. There seems to not be much more for me to do here. I guess I could find normal ending B, but I don't really care about the normal endings. I wanted to see him murder somebody. Or me. Like, this game... Ow, shit. I just hit my funny bone. This game did not sell the premise. It sold me on a premise, and then it did not deliver on that sell. I was really expecting, like, another hour of gameplay here, not just going back to see what I could have done different. I was expecting to get, like, through the night. Here's what I was thinking. This would be you could either end this in one night, where you stay with him and you don't go to the party, or he murders you tonight, or number two, don't break up with him and go to the party, or number three, he shows up at the party, or something like that. I was expecting, like, a little bit more. This feels really incomplete. However, this is a relatively new game, so I'm going to give it a slide. I'm going to give it a big slide. I think this is a game you should play when it's done. I don't know. I don't support games that are coming out in, like, in sections. We update every once in a while and you might get an extra 30 minutes of gameplay or like an extra scene or something. I don't really support that. I thought this game had multiple endings, but no, there's only two endings. I remember reading that they're planning on 15 more, but there's only two endings so far. I don't think that the game should end there also. I think normal ending A and normal ending C, those don't really feel like endings. One of them, you are still friends with Soren, but you're like living at his house, and another one, you're not friends with Soren, and you see him randomly, but you got a new job, so you're like, oh, maybe my life will be better. And then it says, will things get better? So I think that when they upgrade the game, when they update the game and give you more to do, those won't be endings anymore. I think that those will be deleted in place of something else. I think the art style is really good. I think that this person knows what they're doing. The writing was pretty good for the most part. I give this game like a 6 out of 10 right now. I almost said 5 because I was like, it's not even close to done, but I can't judge it. I should judge it on what it's got, not what it could be. Or not what it's, they're still working on it, right? So that's it for this game. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want more, then keep your eyes on them. It's How to Break Up with Your Yandere Boyfriend, which also, just gotta say, he is not a yandere at all. Not even close. Can I recommend the dating sim called Your Boyfriend? Yeah, let me look it up right now. Your Boyfriend game. Oh, your boyfriend is obsessive, possessive, unstable, violent, and desperate to show how much he loves you in his own twisted way. So be careful when interacting with him. Your boyfriend is a dating simulator, a tale about you and a strange man who is deeply in love with you, willing to go through great lengths to prove how much you mean to him, even if you don't want anything to do with this man. Not for audiences who are easily disturbed, squeamish, or triggered. Game contains subjects like stalking, kidnapping, self-harm, and suicide. Your boyfriend is intended for audiences 18 plus. Okay, that sounds horrible. I might play that. That sounds like a traumatic experience. I might play that. Anyway, that's it then. If I stumble upon this game in like a year and it's done, I might play it, but I think this is just going to sit in like the annals of fucking incomplete games that never finish, or incomplete games that I played way too early and I never played them again, unfortunately. That's what happens with games like this when you release a game with not that much going on. Sit in your what? You heard me. My annals. When you release a game that has barely anything to it, or like an hour's worth of gameplay, a lot of people are going to forget about it. You gotta put together something more to grab your audience. That's why a lot of games are doing chapters, because they do like a big chunk at a time so that you like get invested. I feel like I was not invested at all. Also, developer, if you're watching this, your main character needs some work. She is so unlikable. And that scene where she gets the big win in front of the boss actually made me dislike her more. I think you need to workshop that a little bit more. She just comes off as like kind of whiny, and everything is a problem, but she can't figure out what. And instead of fixing it, she just jumps to the worst case. And fuck it. You know what I mean? It's like she comes off as annoying and not someone I would date, and not a good enough partner for Soren. Soren is a way better partner than what she deserves. So far from what I'm getting from this game. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody.